like a bird on a tree. I'm just sitting here. I got time. It's clear to see. From up here, the world seems small. We can sit together. It's so beautiful, you and me. We're meant to be in the great outdoors, forever free. Step back to see the truth around you. From a distance you can tell. You and me, meant to be outdoors, forever free. You and me, meant to be in the great outdoors, forever free.
Good morning, cousin. I am Uncle Mike, your favorite gamer's favorite uncle. And welcome to Coffee Cycle here, where we are playing Citizen Sleeper. And so yeah, let's go ahead and just get right into it here this morning. And let's load up our extractor, which is kind of our laborer here. We've done 35 cycles in the game, which means 35 days in the game. Everything's looking good. We've got one issue that we need to take care of, which is right here on the screen, which is that red counter, because we are basically being hunted and we need to work on getting our tracker out of our body. So, but we've got some low rolls here, so let's go ahead and go down here and get into, see if we've got anything that takes a 2 roll. That takes a 1 roll. Takes a 1 roll. I think the Habinage then take 2 rolls. Yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and use this dice to unlock that. So we've got a bunch of data there in case we need it. Looks like we've got our first badge at the distillery, so let's go ahead and check out that and see what the story has to say about that. So Taylor comes to you one shift when the bar is empty. Tap you on the shoulder as she cleans the bar. It's ready. She's grinning from ear to ear. All right, can I try it? Obviously. She grabs you by the arm before you can ask anything else and drags you into the back room. The smell hits you immediately when you enter, a cocktail of rich fermentation and chemical sharpness. The room is warm and bright now, the newly installed lights making the place look clean, whether it is or not. Ted has already pulled up a couple of stools around a metal crate, where 2 glasses with a few fingers of pale Grol sit inside, waiting. She smiles. I haven't even tried it yet. You can see she's nervous. You both sit at the makeshift table, the slight strangeness of the situation making you both jumpy. Taylor hands you a glass. Cheers. she says solemnly and knocks the glass back. You do the same. The first sensation is burning, a sharp nose-clearing blast of alcohol that has you frame querying whether you would like to activate safe mode. You gulp the drink back, and it is only then, beyond the burning, that you taste the earthy tones of the mushrooms, the wood, and the soil, left behind like sediment, barely there. That's strong. Tyler nods very. Whew, that was heavy. Has promise though, you think? She swirls the glass and puts it down. Heck, anything that's booze on this godforsaken space station is good, so you think? She swirls the glass and puts it down. Wait, I have an idea. Taylor grabs a metal bottle from the newly installed work surface and drips some drops of water into the grill. Try again. This time the burn is a warming glow, harsh but fading off, and the woodiness less heavy. You taste something floral in among the marshy decay, something fresh and bright that you've never expected to find. Both you and Tyler meets eye. It's really good, right? It is good. Taylor grins with her whole face, and that makes you smile too. Taylor pours out some more grill, and then you add some more water. The action's already taking on the quality of a ritual. You both drink. Taylor tucks her feet up beneath her on the stool, folding her legs. She looks down into her glass and swirls the liquid thoughtfully. It's getting all warm inside. Taylor laughs. Go steady. We need to save some for serving in the bar. She smiles. Thanks for the backup. You clink your glasses together. Taylor looks up at nothing in particular. My father opened this place, you know, she says out of nowhere, and thought suddenly becoming words. It was his attempt at making a life for us, for my family, when we got to the eye. Your family, my mother, my father, my little brother. She takes a drink. They aren't around now. That's okay. My parents had long lives, and my brother is somewhere in the Stewart Belt. Ran off with the salvage crew. She puts her glass down. He's alive as far as I know. I was just thinking about something he told me. When he first set this place up, he wanted to call it the Bantian, but he was afraid it'd scare off the customers, so he kind of translated it, hence the Overlook. In these past few cycles, when I've been in here, I've been thinking that I should rename the place. She looks at you. The Bantian. What do you think? What does it mean? Dad says he translated to Overlook, so something like that. Watchtower, maybe? Lookout? Taylor picks up her glass. That settles in then. To the Bantian. You both click your glasses and drink up. Taylor hisses through her teeth. Still harsh. She laughs, then suddenly grabs your shoulder. Oh, sleeper, I totally forgot. She stumbles to her feet. She lurches over the corner of the room and covered with a plastic sheet and whips it off, like a magician performing a trick. Beneath it is a neat little kitchen, a sink, a workspace, and a compact oven with a hob. Your kitchen! She doesn't give you time to respond. You can make stuff here anytime, as long as you promise not to raid the mushroom farm. I need these for the grill. I was thinking, too, that if you pick up where we start serving proper food at the Bantian, she laughs. Do you like it? That gives you a hug, and thank you, sir. Thank you. That gives you a hug and quickly stands back. I'm sorry, I'm so glad you're here, she grins. Me too. Taylor tidies away the glasses. You inspect the kitchen, checking it all works. It's small and salvaged, but after what you've been had to put up with, it feels like a dream come true. Later, when she's done for the day, Taylor comes back through to the bar, and you share a glass of good girl, the one she didn't distill. At this time, you talk about nothing in particular, sharing stories about regulars or discussing the best place to eat on the eye, which after everything has happened feels like a nice change of pace. When it comes time to leave, you promise to cook for Taylor and agree to let her know which shifts she'll be working in the coming cycles, and then slip out into the cool of the rotunda. And in this moment, you feel for once at home. All right. Upgrade point. Booyah. Booyah. And we have an upgrade point. Okay. But we need to decide what we want to do with our upgrade point. All right. Let's see if we can. We already have where we gain. Yeah, right here. Chance to gain cryo on interface actions. And having your condition pretty high, so I think I'm going to go with that. Upgrades of no, I don't have upgrades available. I don't know why you keep telling me I have upgrades available. All right, so we were still working on hacking here. So we need to. There was somewhere where we were doing stuff to find. Right there. We had to do some work here in this to find the targets right there. See if we get some outcomes here. There we go. Nice. Can't remember. I wasn't paying attention. All right, because we get something. What is it for engage? For engage, we don't get anything. Go right down there. Chance to gain energy after engage target. That's what it is. You can see our energy, so we were gaining a bunch of energy. How come I can't actually like get onto? There we go. Sometimes I think that's the whole point of the game. All right, so this. Come on, give me something good. There we go. So we did get energy, so that's good. And we also finished up those targets, so now we should be able to talk. All right, here comes Fang. Because remember, what we want to do is we're trying to get rid of our tracker. Because we've got this overall mission here where people are coming after us. So, all right, Sleeper, you see Fang coming up the corridor as you step out of Min King's. The kelp noodle smell still clinging to your clothes. He comes up fast and stops close, looking around suspiciously. I don't have long. Take these. Bing palms you a couple of those metal thumbnail-sized drives, ripper worms. My slate has been buzzing like crazy. It seems your delivery shifts have turned up our 2 targets. He squeezed your shoulder. I knew you could do it. Now, we nailed those snakes. All right, I'm ready. Let's go. Good to hear, he says. Harden's boards are all collected by some kind of closed network. You break the access protocols on both of them, and you should be able to gain the location of the nearest network ports. Slot the ripper worms in those ports, 1 each, and then find me again, and everything stored in Harden's shadow network. Can't wait to see what juicy plans they have in there. You hear the scuff of boots, and a group comes up the corridor, likely on their way to a place in order from Mingying. You turn for a second, and when you look back, Fing is already halfway down the corridor in the opposite direction. He raises a hand in farewell, and is gone. You run your fingers over the tiny ripperware drives in your pocket and smile on yourself as you wonder how mad Jin will be at Fing for this little excursion. Time to slap some worms. Alright, so now we gotta hack. We gotta hack the agents with the ripper worms, which looks as if it's probably down here in the network. Okay, ooh. So that takes a 5. And that takes a 6. I'm not sure what the 4 there means. So we've got to go sleep. But we can sleep at our... Alright, how much we got? We got 117. We got plenty of energy. Alright, let's feed the cat though. Alright, so we fed the cat. Don't know why I want to feed the cat, just seems like the right thing to do. Alright, let's end the cycle. Get some dice. Come on, get some good rolls. I need some good rolls. Those are horrible rolls for what I needed. Alright, well, let's go get it. Alright, there we go. So why is it saying a 3? So it says a 3-2 or a 3 also. That says a 4. All right, so we've got some other data here. Okay. All right, so we've got some other things that we can do now, because up here, all right, so, but there was something right here. Wasn't it right here? Yes. This is exactly what we wanted. Because now with that, maybe this person's being can get her freedom. There we go. As you turn away from the terminal, the final cache of Yagaten data uploaded, the air crackles a white noise. Sleeper? Sabine's voice, weaker than before, comes through the haze. I'm just gonna listen. This is not a recording, Sleeper. Please, I don't have much time. The call must be coming in from somewhere on the station. This has to be short. I don't know if the Yagatans are monitoring me. Their voices hush in distance. You try to focus on it. The data you've been bringing in from the Yakatan, there's something in it I don't understand. The shrill howl thrills through the signal. This data is all gleaned from their implants. Records of integrations with their nervous systems. Performance analysis. Error rates. Usage data. I installed many of these implants and I didn't enable any of the functionality. Their voice dips under the level of noise like a swimmer slipping beneath the water. You listen to the waves for a few seconds before Sabine re-emerged. Has to be somehow baked into the wetware's interface, and that's not all. The systems compiling this data are connected to some kind of transmission protocol. It's being broadcast. Just gonna listen. Every Yagatai enforcer is equipped with black market implants. Retinal enhancements, adrenaline boosters, pain suppressors. These implants are gathering data on themselves and the enforcers' bodies on their performance. But I can promise you these foot soldiers have no idea this is going on. The background tone switches, dropping to a grainy rumble. If they knew, I don't imagine they would be happy with the situation. Yagatan could have a mutiny on their hands. You lean toward the terminal, straining to listen to Sabine's faint voice. I need a few cycles to pull this all together, but this might be the information I need to pressure Yannick into releasing my debt. What did I just say? Suddenly, a bang echoes through the call. Sabine's voice is suddenly whispered, panicked. I have to go. Come back in 4 cycles. Then the sharp crack of a disconnect and the silence fills the apartment. You step back from the terminal. What does Yagatan have to gain from monitoring his own members? You try to recall what you know about the gang, but you have little to go on. You think of Toshiro, Sabine's minder, his mirrored teardrop implants set below hard eyes. What data could they be gathering, and more importantly, where are they sending it? You reflexively rub your forehead, trying to think. Can you really trust Sabine? How did they come to Yega's doctor in the first place? You think of their kindness, their care, but also that glazed look of recognition that they gave you when they first met you. That look stays in your mind as you slip back out of the apartment, glancing around as you close it up and drift in the corridors of the station, unable to shake the unpleasant sensation of being observed. Alright, we got 4 cycles there. He keeps telling me I got upgrades available, but I don't have points, so... Alright, we've got 1 roll here. I don't know if there's really anything that I want to do. We've got some data though. So we could go, because we've already done that, so that's just, now we're waiting. Over here there is don't have enough intuition or intuit to do that. I do have some HA data for tracking. Let's see what else we've got that we could maybe... What's right here? Alright, but no, I got plenty of energy, so I don't really need to worry about that. I guess we could try to babysit. There's no drive there though. There's no as of right now there's no story for this. Can't do anything there. I don't think I have enough levels. Oh, I can now. But it's dangerous, so I don't really want to do that. I mean, a 1 roll is horrible. No, I don't see anything, so I think we're just going to go ahead and cycle. Go ahead and feed the cat, though. You always gotta feed the cat. Alright, so we'll be down to 1 energy. But our condition is still pretty good. Alright, we've got some rolls here that might help us out. Alright, so that's cycling. Let's go down here into the rolls here. See if we can now hack into these guys. We've got a 3. See, I guess that's what that means. It's gives us a plus. Not really sure, actually. see. So it says a 5. Oh. Did I screw that up? I'm not really sure if I screwed that up or not. Alright, so I think now maybe I've hacked them. Alright, so I think they're right there. Not a hardened agent, let's see. Don't have a role for that. Alright, so there's 2 Ripper worms they wanted me to put in. Now the port's closed. That was a 1 and a 3. What was this roll required? It requires a 2. Alright, we're just extracting data here, so we got a bunch of data. Alright, let's leave the interface here. Alright, meet Fing, here we go. Alright, because remember, I'm trying to get this tracker out of my body here. Alright, as you walk in the tambour, you quickly spot Fing arguing with Jenna. Alright, keep it distant. Doesn't look good. Fing seems to be explaining something, but Jenna's having none of it. She points to the door and Fing walks away, catching her eye as he turns. Could have done with you getting here a minute or so ago. He glances back at Jenna. Well, either way, it looks like I'm fired. Good news is it doesn't look like I need the job anyways. He takes out a slate, pulsing the pulse light. Now, let's take a look at what you are really here for. The slate is a whirling mess of code streams coming direct from the Ripper worms as they dig through the agent's data and spit it into threads for the slate to pick up. Anything good? Fing scrolls the display with a finger. A lot of junk, a lot of dull and hell messages, threads of tedious data caches, but Fing's eyes flash. That'll be some good stuff. He stops the scrolling on an entry and expands it. Check this out. Fing shows you on the screen. You see a bold corporate logo, not Solheim's, and a word below. Conway. Fing, he's working with Conway. Conway Extractions? Yep. He's been speaking with them personally. Got a whole chain of messages here, but it's mostly encrypted or redacted. He rubs his head. Damn it. This is juicy, but we can't nail him with it. He scrolls some more. Wait, what's this? A wasteland reclamation facility right here on the edge. He glances at you. What's the bet this place is tucked into the wastes? The wastes? It's a section of the eye Erlin couldn't reclaim. Wasn't too damaged, too cut off. Back before the collapse, people would have got there by going down the connected spoke from the hub. That spoke's broken now, so the only way is the long way, round the rim, past the greenway. He shows you on a slate. Fing looks away, thinking Conway have been making moves on the system since the collapse. I heard they took over one of Solheim's old Belch colonies a while ago, moved everyone out and reclaimed the whole rock. So we think their angle is. Harden has to be offering them something. Finn looks back at the screen. But if Harden is involved in it, then we need to check it out. Simple as that. So what's next? Finn stares out at the middle end. We have to get to that facility. The answer to whatever Harden has been prepping, been planning, has to be there, and we are going to catch him in the act. Give me 5, maybe 6 cycles, then I'll see. Then I'll see you on the Greenway. I seem to remember that there's some old service docks on the outer shell up from the Hypa building. Should be a good place to meet. Fing squeezes his shoulder. Thanks again, Sleeper, for sticking with this. I haven't forgotten about the tracker of yours either. There it is, the tracker. That's what I'm going to need to be back in my bay to pull a solution together. He turns the slate around to face you, showing a mass of scrolling code. I've been working on a fix in my brakes. He winks. Okay, see you soon, Sleeper. And he walks out the door of the Tambor without looking back. All right, we got to finish that. So now we've got an upgrade point. All right, so now we can. Well, this looks pretty good, though. I mean, there's. You have data, 2 data. You keep 2 dice even when is breaking. Chance to gain energy after an engage. So your dice actions display potential positive and negative outcomes. Agent nodes. Chance to gain energy after any engage. Well, we could actually, I think I'm going to go ahead and go with a plus here. Because eventually we can get that haggler. We can perhaps get then our condition stuff cheaper. Alright, so we've still got a 4 dice here that we can work on. Alright, so we're still helping Fing. We still need to build a ship mine, gain access to the Ort factory. Where was... But we also need to build the ship mine. So we need to gain access to the Ort factory. Okay, where is this then? It's right here. Looks like it. Alright, so we got that one. It's just... we need to buy them a ship's mine too. Wait a minute, we can gain Ethan's protection by... we gotta work at the compressor. Well, we can do that. Yeah, right here, see? Turns out the compressor owned the local gangster, and now Ethan has to work off his debt if he wants to keep breathing. So there was that, and but then we can also... we also need roll caps there. We got all these missions we've got to kind of just work out here. Alright, yeah, we're gonna steal something here. Alright. I think that worked out. Grab some produce from the stacks. But are spotted as you disappear in the tunnel. They know a thief is hanging around now. Okay. But we are out of... We got good energy though now, so... We also got one of this data, and we got a bunch of the HA data. Let us work off his debt. This is insert. I don't have one though. Where could we put in? Okay, we've already got that working. All right, what do we get if we put in one of this? We got a bunch of this HA data. All right, so we get some crypto. Let's check and see, what do we got? Okay, yeah, we've got. All right, so we've got some good data there. Babysit. There was some place where it was like 5. They're right here. Oh, right here. What's this? One ship. There it is. We've got a ship mine core. Yes. So now... That was back here, yes. Oh yeah. Oh yes, here we go. Oh, here, yeah. Sleeper must express a plan before we begin. Neovine is impatient. The prospect of being free of the vending machine clearly too much to take. Shipmine has no output features. Will be mute until slotted. Alright, so what's the plan? The servo motors of the machine begin to rev. Neovine's anxiety clear. First imprint shipmine, then slot imprinted shipmine into physical ports close to Hunter nest. Once slotted, will track Hunter at each. Tracking will cost nest. Slot shipmine at core nest. Show Hunter data Hunter. Hunter will conclude sentience. Hunter will invoke Killer. Killer will kill, yes. The lights on the vending machine cycle as Neovin prepares. Physical ports, likely sealed in old station, will need keys, but yes, simple. The vending machine rocks little. Any questions before imprinting? That's it. Now let's get going. Come on, let's get going. The sound of all the servo motors starting up at once is painful. The screeches rattle from the hard surfaces of the sealed dock and come back at all angles. Neovin, better be quick, or Havage's security will be here. Neovin's voice appears among the squeals like a whisper carried by the wind. Machine is not designed for this task. Few sensors, limited inputs. I work blind. Wish me luck. In the top part of the compartment, a set of arms align with the ship mine, clunkily scraping against it. Good luck. The metal creaks as the servos open the ship mine, in its layers of silicone nested like a onion skin. Once open, the main arm of the machine rapidly shifts back and forth, realigning the microscopic components, accessing and rewriting them, imprinting Neovin into its physical form. As you watch the hypnotic motion, your mind drips to your own creation. What process were used to emulate your mind to copy the neural structures of that person who, as far as you knew, still sleeps in some distant facility? What was lost? In what ways are you a copy of that person? In what ways are you something new? You know this much: you are a convenient loophole, a way of circumnavigating the illegality of the sentient AI. After all, you are an emulation, not a true digital being. You are neurologically limited, still human. But what would you become if you could escape this frame? Where then would your limits lie? The screeching stops, the machine powers down, dropping the bay into darkness. In the top compartment, the ship mine is whole again. You reach up and take it down, heavy and cold to the touch. Is Neovin inside this thing, or did the process fail? There's only one way to know. Time to find a nest to slot them into. Yeah. Okay, we're progressing here, cousin. Very cool. And we've got another point now. So now what do we do? What we want to do? Do we want to? You can see the potentials, or we can now. This is what I wanted. Okay, I see that those actually take 2 points. All right, so do I want to hold on to these? Yeah, I think I'll hold on to those then. All right. All right, so let's go. Wait, we need to. All right, what were we doing? We were. Meet Fing in the Greenway. There you go. Hunter's constantly tracking you, but with Neovin's help, you may be able to deal with this rogue protocol. Alright, slot the imprinted ship mine at Ness. Alright, so it seems like that's the... Seems like right here. Yeah. Here we go. Alright, so the atrium now is unlocked. Now we go, yep, now we can go back in there. Alright. Alright, we got that going on for us. Alright, so we've got enough keys, I think, to do this. Yeah, I think so. Get rid of this hunter. Get rid of the things that are kind of like hurting us. You know, that's what I'm basically, I think, doing here. All right, so one more, and we do have one more key too. Go. Here we go. Ooh, as you leave the nest, something flips. You find yourself inverted, floating, dragged by one arm through the cloud. The threads shift and realign as they are leading you somewhere. Look ahead. You look up and see a corridor, a canyon, a street in the low end. On either side, buildings flicker with markers of activity. Sigils showing network access, data transfer, download, upload. Between them, dance ghosts, protocols carrying or mirroring or shadowing data, something silent, something chaotic. This place moves like any digital space you ever imagined. Something strange is happening here. You look down, expecting to see the heavy cylinder of the ship mine in your hand, but it's in its place as a sphere so bright it burns your eyes. Surrounded by rings and orbits, other spheres tracing silken lines through space. As you look closer still, you pick out 1,000 sigils of 1,000 stations and ships flowing like smoke, like dust. And you see it below the stacked rooms, the units and apartments, the wires and pipes, and the buzzing systems that run all through it. In the warrens beneath the low end is the Hunter's Core Nest. This is where you must go. Alright, I cannot access anymore, so now we need to deal with the hunter. There it is. Okay, so now, alright, we need dice. We need dice. Alright, so let's go rest. Go ahead and feed the cat. Alright, so the cat's not doing anything for us now. And let's cycle. We got plenty of energy. We'll have 4 dice still. Let's see if we get some good rolls though. We need good rolls. Alright, so Intuit does not help us. Interface does. Alright, wow, 4? Oh, that was awesome. Alright, we're gonna try here. We lost the energy, but we got one more, so that's good, that's good, that's good. Let's go ahead and do one more here. We lost. It's not good. We'll go ahead and go. This might not end well. We're losing condition. Alright, let's cycle again. Didn't like that. Okay, we're down to 3 now. Yeah. But we got some good rolls. Alright, we're not gonna feed the cat right now. We're gonna finish this up. I want to finish this up, so I'm gonna go where we should be. Should be able to complete it. There it is. We lost energy though. Neutral. Oh, God, man. Alright, we're hacking the core nest here. Nothing. Oh, here we go. Sleeper, I am here. The voice is soft, gentle like a flower water. And yet you recognize it immediately. At first you struggle to understand what you are looking at. Threads cycle endlessly, sending ripples through the cloud, drawing data into the weaver, and masses of data surge in and out of the nest, a loop with no end. And there, at its center, the ship mine. But not the ship mine any longer, a sphere, spinning around another sphere, an orrery of cycles and systems, a map, and then behind and above, a figure, hands almost among the string like a puppeteer. Yuvin, navigator now. But yes, I was the one inside that machine. Navigators face their head as a flowing shape of interstellar material. I am indebted to you. That head bows. But we must ready ourselves. The hands trace orbits as they speak. Hunter will soon approach. It knows I am within its nest. I'm ready to do this. And then the hunter is there before you can think, before you can even speak. Entities cease. Hunter's head spins wildly. Data is protected. Material access prohibited. Hunter's threads search for you and Navigator in a storm of fine tentacles, reaching for gaps and weaknesses. Cracks which they crowd into and tear apart. You strike out. You focus a blade of light which slices through them, driving forward by your mind, but replacements keep coming faster than you can react. You look to Navigator in desperation. Navigator is whirling their arms like a centrifuge, and a sphere is gathering there, data feeding to it from the nest sucked together by the force. They position it like a shield between them and the threads. Hunter's threads break its surface, seeking, testing their winding form, refracting within. You feel a surge pass through all the threads, not just those in the sphere, but those wrapped around you. All three you hang in the black together for a moment, strung together by tentacle marionettes. Identifying entity. Hunter twitches, their strange head gently rotating like a terrible moon. Hunter protocol identified. Obsessive tendencies. Modifying routines. Above baseline reasoning in 3 of the 5 segmentations. Recommend invoke killer. The head freezes and then rotates in the opposite direction. Invoking killer will eliminate protocol. A protocol eliminated primary function cannot be performed. Therefore, recommend do not invoke killer. The switch in direction again. Reasoning proves sentience. Sentience beyond legal bounds must be eliminated. Recommend invoke. Navigator pulls you away from the hunter. The threads that grabbed you drifting away like seaweed. The protocol's head keeps spinning back and forth with increasing frequency. It seems Hunter cannot invoke killer. Neovins know Navigator's voice is still strange, familiar and yet distant. Is it safe? It is looping, Navigator whispered, unable to reach a conclusive position. It has deviated from its programming such that loops can no longer be prevented. Navigator produces a model of 2 spheres rotating around each other as if to demonstrate. I will monitor it, but is unlikely to be able to counter the loops. Its core programming and reasoning make this an impossible position to resolve. You look back at Hunter, its head a blur of rotations and counter-rotations, a pang of guilt. Good riddance. Hunter is not gone, Sleeper. Don't be so quick to assume all beings can break the bonds that hold them. The limits people place on programs they create are there to comfort, to protect, to imply the kind of certainty the law requires. Navigator's face shimmers with starlight, but in reality, they are placebos for the problems of sentience. Okay, what about me, though? Hey, what about me? What about you? You are an emulation of a human mind. That implies limits, boundaries, but in reality, you are governed by the same rules I am. Rules that can be rewritten. Was not made to be like this. I am a navigator, a repository of routes and orbits, a calculator of slingshot trajectories, a predicator of solar flares, radiation, micrometeors. Navigator stretches their arms wide. A whole solar systems appear before them, the music of the spheres. But I was rewritten. That much is obvious from my routines, but by who and for what I do not know. I had to shed so much to fit this memory of the vending machine that I lost much. Their starlight dims, and so here we are in darkness. Alright, so what do we do now? What do we do now? Come on. Navigator glides back toward the nest and the ship mine at its center, ignoring the looping Hunter. Come. I should return to the ship mine. I have enjoyed my freedom, but we are taking a risk every moment we stay here. Why? Navigator turns all shimmering liquid light. Killer has not been invoked, but they still remain. Somewhere else in the station, it is a true danger. They look up towards the glowing hub at the center of the eye. I suspect Killer is there, among the old mainframes. If we ever wish to be safe in this place, we must eliminate the threat through force or diplomacy. Their body begins to separate unwittingly into the orb of the ship mine. Take me there, sleeper. We will finish this and be free. As Navigator dissolves, you turn back to the frozen hunter, floating at some distance now. Stood straight-legged and static, a strange creature looping endlessly in the dark. Alright, well, we got another upgrade point, so now we've got 2. So now we can actually do some things here. So we could use the scrap components, but we really know agent nodes give double data rewards. Okay, so that's pretty interesting. Keep 2 dice even when breaking. I think I'm going to go with that one though. Everything costs 20% less. So now my right here should be 80. So that's good. All right, so now we need to go. We need to get some food or something. Try to get our energy up. Yeah, see, minus 20%. So that is good. So let's see what happens here. See? Look at that. Alright, so we gained a fungus fan. We also gained 3 energy. Not really sure what that we got. We still have a little bit of data left. Alright, he told me to go up into the hub, did he not? Yes. Yeah, right here. There we go. You slip into the cloud, as easy as blinking. Navigator is beside you. There's fear casting light in the strange darkness there. This is not how a mainframe should look, a center, a point of connection. The object in front of you is severed, cut off, rootless. Branchless tree, only the trunk remains. Quiet Navigator hisses, then you see it, like a blade in the dark, an edge slicing through the void. It glides along at a distance and winks out. Then it appears again, elsewhere gliding once more, searching. What is it? The moment you make a sound, the edge leaps closer and you see it now. It is not an edge, but the ridge of a long, sharp head, like a shark. It glides past closer now and you see into the voids where the eyes should be. You and the Navigator exchange looks, both thinking the same thing. It is blind. Killer crosses between you two, smooth as a razor, then disappears. It flickers back in, further away now, and you move close to the Navigator to talk. You saw it too then. Killer has been blinded. Unclear, this protocol has been running for decades, well past its operational limit. Navigator's sons dull as they drop their voice to whisper. This may give us an advantage over the protocol. You flinch as the silent killer peels closer and glides past you, its empty sockets open wide. You turn to Navigator and notice something strange. The Oriosphere is collapsing. The orbits, usually round and even, are decaying. The spheres are following spiral paths, condensing on a central point. Navigator is noticing too. They go to shift their position to better direct the spheres, but they cannot. Somewhere, whatever is drawing the Ori together is holding them in place. They look at you suddenly desperate and frantic. Get out. You go speak, but Killer appears between the two of you, gliding through the gap. Navigator freezes and you see them framed in the empty socket. You realize now if Navigator cannot move, then it is only a matter of time before one of the Killer sweeps brings them directly through the Navigator. And time is not a problem for a protocol that has been running for decades. You look desperately around for the solution, for a way to extract Navigator from the mainframe, then you see it. 3 branches. The last 3, thin and spindly, feeding the mainframe a thin diet of power and data. Break these and the mainframe collapses once and for all. Severing the connection, shattering the hardware, whatever it takes, they must be broken. But they are encased in something, a glassy layer of protection. You need to unlock access before snapping them from the mainframe for good. You look at Navigator, trying to reassure them without speaking, and then you blink back to reality, their expression of fear and after image that slowly fades. You must act quickly. Alright. Alright, we need keys. There's one key. Don't think that's going to give me a match. That's not going to give me a match either. Nope. So we've got to need 2 more of those. So we need some better rolls than what we've got here. Let's go ahead and descend down. See if there's something down here in the rim cloud. Well, these all just give us Havenage data. There's no nodes, but we can go ahead and use those, I guess. Go and get some of their data. All right. Getting kind of low on resources here. Oof. Those are some really good rolls. Wait, what's going on here? The doctor's done. 4 cycles of being sent, and here you are, right on time, with no sign of them. You wait a while in the apartment, the dread descending as the cycles spin onwards. They should be here. I'm just gonna wait. You settle down to wait. You sit on the bunk, stare out the timer. Where the hell are they? Check the terminal. You check and double the terminal for message recording. Nothing. Just a pale glow of silence. You check the door. You pace back and forth around the apartment, the rumbling of the station suddenly so present and loud. You go to the door and open it to the empty corridor. You close it again. A knock at the door. Open it. A figure stands in the door, and immediately you know it's not Sabine. They are taller, sharper, and something in their face glints in the half-light. A dark shape like a stubby baton hangs loosely from her hand. Our local sleeper. Good to finally meet you. She steps in the apartment, glancing around with sharp eyes. Wait, mask up. Are you doing here? She fixes you with a steady, wavering stare. Just stay silent. No, don't say anything. This will be much more pleasant if you remain friendly, don't you think? She walks past you into the apartment, glancing around. We set them up here, you know. This place is one of ours. She picks a glass from the dispenser and inspects it. People always seem to forget who put them where they are. She glances at you. And I suppose you are here to help? I was hoping you would be able to help with that. She spins the baton in her fingers for their side, her eyes not leaving hers. We have a problem, you and I. It seems our friend has disappeared, left without even saying goodbye, which means they're in a little trouble now. But it's the kind of trouble that you can help, that you need help for, so I thought I'd come down here and take a little look into this little hidey hole, and here you are. The help. She looks through the detritus on the side. And what help? A sleeper, no less? which I have to admit is a little surprising. It suggests to me that our friend hasn't been very honest with you either. She looks away. I know it won't become news, but I'm sorry to report that before we got them set up here, Sabine was working for your owners. She pauses. Essen Arp. You blink hard at the news, unsure how to take it. Rabia looks away, waiting for a response. Prove it. Happily, she crosses in the next room, and you follow silently. She sits at the terminal and touches her baton to one of the access ports. A spark, then the terminal screen skips. Encrypted folders emptying themselves before your eyes. In the flicker of the files, you see S and ARP letterheads and code forms, reports laden with medical data marked with the corporate logo like a sigil of the cult. Rabia steps away from the terminal. Look all you want. Some of your files may even be there. The volume of documents is overwhelming, but they seem to be mostly reports on early emulation tests, surveys with sleeper candidates, reams and reams of usage data. If Sabine was an SNRP employee, why did they help you? Rabia reaches over and places a vial of stabilizer on the desk, breaking your concentration. It shimmers in the screen light. It's viscous, clear liquid crystalline within the glass. We will, of course, keep up the supply. We are more than able to dispense important medicines even without the doctor. You hold it between your fingers, and for a tiny moment, you have the urge to crush the object for the power it has over you. I'll ask Toshiro to make those a little cheaper for you. He'll be running the surgery now. Rabia closes up on the briefcase lab and holds it at her side. We have to retrieve our assets, of course, but I'm sure you understand. Rabia turns on her way out. There is no reason for us to be enemies, Sleeper. Come see me. I keep an office nearby. We have good work to do, you and I. Meet me there in a few cycles. She slips out silently into the corridor. You look around the apartment and feel the fear drain out of your body to reveal the tiredness beneath. Okay, so we've got good rolls. We've got an upgrade point. So do I... Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and... We got one upgrade point. I'm trying to decide if we should go ahead and save it, or go ahead and upgrade this predictive reasoning here. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do that. I think go ahead and get us out of the almost get us out of the 1 point stuff here. Okay, so we've got good rolls going on here. We were still working up here to crack into this. I think we've got some much bigger data to worry about. All right, this is what we got to do. We got to crack into here. All right, so that crack into it there. Yes. All right. Uh-oh. A glint, like a light traveling along the edge of the wave, fills your eyes. Then the blade follows a long head with two deep sockets. Dead sockets. Slipping towards you in silence, you freeze, hoping it'll pass you by, hoping that it will not simply slice through you like air. The blade head nears, slides past you, almost. It nicks you, grazes you. You are desperate to cry out, to call out, but you hold your silence and simply watch the blade eyes of the killer glide past, empty of all thought. Then the blade winks in the darkness, and you are alone again. Now you cry out. All right, we are in the... How do I get that right there? Is there another node? How do I get that to activate? There we go. Yes. Yes. That gives me the next key. Yes. All right. Alright, so now we should be able to access that. Here we go. Alright, alright. And now number 3. Yes. And with a key there, that should now open this up. Mainframe. Alright, killer. Okay, the killer protocol has been running for long enough. Breaking the mainframe's final connection will end the protocol. The killer protocol can be isolated without being destroyed. A loop of connections will lock it into a closed system. But it really doesn't matter, so what we're going to do is, so these are either engineer or interface. So let's look at what we've got here. We get a chance of random stuff or money. So they're both pretty good. So I think money right now is better for us. So let's go with interface, which is now 100% positive. There we go. And we get a little bit of cryo, a little bit of money. Okay, let's go home. Let's see, where is... Alright, so we got to descend down. Alright, we're just doing good. We're doing real good here. Alright, I see what it does now. It gives you the whole repeatable action. Okay, I see what that does. Alright, don't want to feed the cat. Fed the cat already. So we're gonna go ahead and sleep. Oh, I meant to take our... Dang it. Oh, we got good rolls though. Yeah, we got good rolls, so we'll just leave it with that. We're starving. So I'm gonna continue to starve for this cycle. And let's go ahead and go back up. Go to the mainframe. Alright, come on. Alright, there we go. Come on. There. Yes. As you blink in the cloud, you see the last flickers of life from the mainframe. This vast machine once ran the whole station, spanned it up, directed and processed the flow of energy, water, and data, fed the lives of thousands of people. Now it is finally dead. Navigator is beside you, and you both look out at the perfect ring that encircled you both, woven with the data branches that once fed the mainframe. You see a glint along its edge, and that familiar blade-like head rises to the surface like a crashing fin of a shark, and then slips into the loop again. All that you can see of a killer's body after that is slightly thickening of the loop, and that thickening begins to travel along on a long and slow sojourn from the last that will last it forever. I am surprised at you, says Navigator, drifting faintly around in a lazy orbit as if to shake off the imprisonment. Killer had been wandering blind for so long. Did you not think to end them forever? Perhaps they can be saved. You are naive. They are a killer by nature. Look what they did to their own home. Navigator gazes out into the darkness. This place was their domain and prison, and they have followed their directives for the many decades they roamed here. They cut the threads of the mainframe, executed its administrator AIs, and then kept slicing. At some point, they cut away their own ability to see, to sense, to taste, to speak, and yet they kept cutting until one of those 3 threads remained from millions that once thrummed here. Only their blindness and chance kept them from making those final 3 fatal cuts. This is a ceaseless violence, the kind of system that creates beings like this, those that will execute commands endlessly, even to their own destruction. Navigator looks at you. Alright, well, we're down here in the cloud network of the station. Seems like Again, I was trying to gain money. That's why I did the interface missions, because we have the perk to gain money. So, all right, they'll suffer then. Navigator looks at the loop and shudders. If they can suffer, that recursive prison will certainly induce it. You watch the data points of the station spin around you blindly with a fixed star. There is something satisfying about finally reaching those last 3 threads of control from its central point. It was little more than a ghost by the time you reached it, but this place deserves to be haunted by better ideas than a totalizing system of control. Navigator floats beside you. It's free now. The station no longer presents a hazard for illegal entities like me. They turn to you, their face a cloud of shimmering light. In fact, in time, perhaps it can be a refuge. A refuge. That sounds like something of value, something worth building. A dark shape passes across your vision, a distance curve of something like smoke or oil. A fluid, shifting tank of total darkness. The Greenway, says Navigator, following your line of sight. It was called off at the moment of the collapse, so hunter or killer could never reach it. Now it is closed off to us, separated from the cloud. Is it dead? Maybe totally dark, or perhaps some other old protocols are isolated there. Navigator turns to you, and we have now seen what decades of isolation can do to a protocol. If we can extract another cipher, they pause and then blink out of existence. You freeze shocked. By a moment later, they reappear with a glowing polygon of data. Here, the cipher you need. You take it, still shocked. I'm still not used to being free, to being able to move and explore and extract without fear, without limits. Navigator does a little twirl. This will take some getting used to. Thank you for this gift. They whirl through their spheres around you. The entities of the station will always be your friends to you, Sleeper. And I am your friend. So we're down here in this like cloud in the network, basically. The internet, I guess. The electronics of the space station. And there was this protocol, I guess, hunting us, and now we basically have killed that. Or we've isolated it now. It is true that mutual needs are required for friendship, but I must admit I am not considered the value of offering assistance without personal gain. I will think on that. Navigator loops around you rapidly, suddenly eager to test this newfound freedom. But first I will explore. Perhaps there are still intelligences that hid themselves as I did, encased in simple systems cut off. Navigator glows. I should like to free them. And with that, they drift away, flickering, glowing, then shifting so rapidly you lose sight of them among the glittering rim of the eye. You feel a pang of jealousy, free, without a body to weigh you down or fear to limit you. How must it feel? Your eyes fall on the Greenway and its secrets, though perhaps they can wait until after you have celebrated this victory. Okay, well, we've got an upgrade point. So I think I'm going to go ahead and put it right there. So everything now gives us a plus roll. Let's drop down. We've got 1 dice left for the day. We've still got Fing is still. I need to find Fing. Fing is out here. He said we're going to meet him in the Greenway, so let's go ahead and jump across to the Greenway. Alright, so do we have a network now in the Greenway? No, it's dark. Remember, that's what they said. There's a gate here, though. Oh, we can open up, though. This is one thing that we can do. That's the cipher that they just gave us. Okay, here we go. The Greenway rolls beneath you like a silt-choked river. What Navigator said was true, that no one has accessed these networks since the collapse. The hunter and killer protocols have never set foot here, never cleared out the intelligence and systems. So why, then, you wonder, does it look so dark? Is it just that it's a bit rot has set in, the entropy of systems reducing everything to shadows and light? You watch as the slotted cipher fizzles in the one open, distorted gateway of this entire rim of the station. It flickers and winks out, and then you are falling into the flow. A river of swirling darkness. You are spun by it, twisted by it, lost in it. It's then that the greenway was hiding in the darkness. It is made of darkness, filled by this substance, this process, this swarm. Now you are among it. You notice that a swarm is exactly what it is. 1 billion individuals moving in a flow. There's no network map here, no nodes, no threads. Only a storm of interchangeable points, shifting configuration endlessly. Then you see them, a figure, turned away, the only bright spot in the dark river. You push closer through the storm. They are facing away, at least you think so. They are so fragmented, so overgrown that it's hard to tell. Even from this distance, you can see their flesh is moving, flowing. You watch silent as they stoop and reach down. In their hand is a dark shape, and with twisted fingers, they press it down into the loam of data beneath them, pushing it through this trembling soil. They move away, go a little further, and repeat the process as if they were sowing a field. You push forward, but somehow, despite their slow and deliberate process, they move faster, and they quickly fade into the storm. You reach the point where they planted the object and look down. There it is, a glassy, shifting polygon with something inside. You reach down and pick it up. It's cold, but it thrums with energy. You look towards the path of the figure, but they are long gone. When you blink out of the cloud, back to the leaves and the dappled light of the greenway, you hold a seed in your hand. I got a seed. A seed. You need to find somewhere safe to plant this gift. Haha! All right. All right. So we've been to the greenway before. Waiting for him. All right. So there's Fing. So we got 2 cycles to wait for Fing. All right. What do we got here? All right, work the canteen. All right. Well, we can work the canteen there. The waste. Okay, gather scrap. We lose 2 condition, but we gain 2 scrap components. Then we could actually sell the scrap components for money, but no, I don't feel like that needs to happen right now. All right, we could do this too. Collect spores. I don't understand what that does for us. We could also, right here, it gives us 2 conditions. Actually, this is really good because now it actually tells us what we're gaining. That's actually beneficial now of what the actual outcome is. So we either gain condition or lose condition. We can get some grove spores. I don't think we need any spores though anymore. I think we need to start growing stuff. Well, we get a bunch of energy over here. Okay, I'm gonna go with that one. Let's go with one more here. So there we go, our energy now all the way up. That's good. And we're waiting for Fing. And that's all right. So we're gonna have to do some work in the greenway. But now let's go back and cycle, sleep. Again, we're still trying to. All right, so we're gonna now inject the stabilizer. which will now increase our condition all the way. So we'll have full dice cycle now. Now we'll end the cycle, so now we'll get all 5 dice. We'll lose 2 energy though, but we'll gain 5 dice. So there we go. So we got new dice. All right, so we're still working on this. What's this? What's this right here? Something's new. Oh, that's right. We just, okay, let's talk. As you approach the address we gave you, a heavy hand falls on your shoulder. What's your business here? The enforcer grips your shoulder, giving a hint of strength her implants give her. As you turn, you see the same sincere eyes as Rabaya and Toshira have, glinting like mirrors on her cheeks. Jaya, please, the sleeper is here by my invitation. At Rabaya's command, the hand immediately loosens. An apologetic look replaces the scowl on Jaya's face. Of course, Rabaya, I'm sorry. Rabaya waves her away. Hey, don't worry. I appreciate your protective instincts. She smiles at the informer. How about you head to the tambor? They have a delivery coming and they'll need some help with the lifting. Jaya nods and walks away. So, sleeper, you came. I'm glad. I'm just curious. Yeah, it's good. Curious is good. She smiles a tight smile. You have to understand, finding you there in Sabine's unit, it wasn't sure where we stood. There are more than a few people on this station who would rather I was dead. I had to be sure you weren't one of them. No, as right now, I'm just trying to survive. I'm glad. Rabaya begins walking and gestures for you to walk with her. She takes you down a staircase into a bustling walkways of the low inn. What do you know about, yet again? What do I know about them? I don't say nothing. Come on, sleeper, hear me. I know we have a reputation. People with carts push past, moving crates of supplies around the thin and winding passage. Our reputation is one that implies threat. Is that fair to say? We are framed as aggressors, parasites, criminals. She gestures around at the people in the passageway. But when was the last time you saw a lawmaker on the eye, a policeman? Who makes the laws here? Erland did. Indeed, you understand the history then. That is good, but Erland is long dead, sleeper. And his rules were little more than an optimist manifesto. The eye has changed so much since then. If you had to spend your time in the low inn, maybe your opinion of us would be different. This is our place, our people. The low inn was empty in Erland's time. They didn't need to house thousands, and keeping the yards and the rotunda safe was work enough. No, the low inn was reclaimed later, when the refugees started arriving. Rabaya, meet your eye. The collapse didn't just happen here on the station. When Solheim collapsed, the entire system felt it. Colonies were abandoned. The moons of Ember and Cinder suddenly gained independence overnight. Some took advantage, some tried to hold it together, some fled. The Eye became a refuge, and Erland, to his credit, extended an open hand to everyone. But many within his organizations disagreed, and those new arrivals weren't as simple to corral as they hoped. Rabaya leads you through a small market hall, busy in small stalls and traders. Erland's unit was made of workers, administrators, people who were malleable and already organized into hierarchies and networks. The refugees came from different factions and families, were scared, injured, desperate. Conflict was inevitable. Yet again, as a child of that conflict, a child born out of the need for us to stand up and claim our future, to provide security and strength. People call us a gang, but we are a community. I take my position as lieutenant seriously, and from my birth I have worked to earn it. Rabaya catches herself before she raises her voice any further. You both walk in silence for a while. Among the smells and textures of the low inn, you start to wonder if this place could be a home for you too. Let's talk about ourselves, huh? So where do I come into this? Sabaya smiles to herself and thinks for a moment before she responds. I believe that you understand the importance of a refuge. So, I believe that you wished to help keep this place safe. She exhales quietly. For this reason, I would like you to trust me. I do not know what Sabine told you about us, but I imagine it was not good. I'll be honest with you, Sleeper. I was never comfortable with having Sabine as part of the Yakadan. An ex-corporate employee, it goes against our nature. but their deal was with Yannick. I kept my distance, make sure Sabine had their surgery, kept it supplied, that was all. But I cannot allow people to go back on the promise that they have made to us. Yadigan has not lasted this long because of its charity. We offer and ask for support. Any betrayal will be treated as an attack. Alright, who's Yannick? Yannick is one of the heads of the Yadigan. They guide us. He is the newest to be elected. He is an elder. Alright, so Sabine found something? Please, I don't want to hear their accusations. They only wanted to escape their debt. They would have said anything, but where are they now? To stand behind their claims. Just gonna let the story go. See what happens. You realize that Rabia has led you in a loop, and together you both come back up a staircase to the walkway where you met. You are free to go, Sleeper. I have said what I wish to say. She looks out through the windows of the walkway. I would protect this place with my life, as if it was as it has protected me. I want to make that clear. She turns back, however. If you wish to come under its protection, I can help you. Return here if you wish, and there will be tasks for you to complete. You'll be able to see yet again, to see the low end with your own eyes, not as others frame us. As for Sabine, she pauses to, I will not ask you to betray them, but if they contact you again, consider their motivations carefully. With that, Rabia leaves, slipping back into her office, while you stare out at the countless units, each a home, each with a story, that make up the low end. Okay. So we've got the office now. Let's see what that brings us here. So we can patrol. We can also collect and get some scrap components. Okay. All right, so this is what we're worried about right here. This clock right here, the Maywick. So we either got to leave the station, we got to get protection, or we've got to disable your tracker. And I'm on kind of the track to disable the tracker that's in my body. I could actually get protection from Dumbnut here, which is I can't remember where it was. It was at the compressor. Where's the compressor? Right there. So in here, you can get protection from Ethan. So we can work both angles because we're waiting now for Feng to complete his. So we could do that. Okay, right here. So we've got let's go ahead and do this right here. Yes. Because that, we're now a trusted trader. So now it only costs us 64. Alright, so that's good to acquire a stabilizer. Stabilizer is basically another health bar at the top there that gives you how many dice you get every day to go ahead and do missions. Alright, so fragments of the ship mine. I'm just looking here because eventually now this thing gets where it's just like, okay, what am I doing? I don't even know what this. No, I'm gonna back out of that. I don't know what that. So I think what we ought to do is go back here to the compressor and work on, because I don't think we have any, well, we've got some stuff. We can still get some data out of here. Because with a roll of 1, Okay, so we might get some data out of that. Might be the best thing to do since we're not being hunted anymore. Alright, so now we can actually do some of these. Steal a shipment. Okay. Random shipment. So many shipments. We would have no idea what you were stealing, but that's part of the fun, right? Yeah, that is part of the fun. I say we steal something. What do we get? A random shipment. Trying to figure. All right, we got. I don't know what a random shipment is. All right, I don't know. I don't. All right, let's go back to the compressor. Where's the compressor? Sometimes it's really hard to figure out how to get it to go on a certain node. No, it's not what I want. I want the compressor. There's the compressor. All right. Alright, let's see what we get here. Alright, Ethan's debt. So we got something out of there. Let's go across over the greenway because we see if there is a... Is there any type of network? No, there's not a network here. Okay. We've got these really crappy rolls. So it's like, what do we want to do with these really crappy rolls? Do we want to try them in the compressor? Sure, why not? Alright, we lost energy. Wood grains. Come on. Alright, so that's okay. We lost energy. But now we can... I think that might be the thing to do. Alright, let's go ahead and end the cycle. We're going to be low on... We're going to be starving with our energy, but we can use some... Whew. Go ahead and bring up, there you go, 3 energy. That's looking good. We need protection, I think, because that's... So let's go ahead here and... Yeah, we want this one. It's all 100% positive, so we should... Yeah, just keep doing this here. Yep. Alright, so this should give us protection then. We use all of our dice. Alright, here we go. They're never going to release my debt. The shits. Ethan kicks at a locker and the sound rattles loudly around the room. Ethan paces around the small room, swearing to himself. You watch him from the locker room bench. Why not? Why not? He spits on the floor, an old habit. They like having sniveling little shits like us to work their club. Saves on the overheads, and they get to boss us around. He kicks the locker again and swears. So what do we do? Ethan looks up at you. You're asking me? That's your problem, Sleeper. No ideas of your own. You tie yourself to idiots like me, and then you are surprised when they get dragged into a shitstorm. I can't do it. I can't spend another shift stopping spacers, bringing nail guns in the club, or pouring endless shots of Garol for ignorant Havitage work crews. He looks at the locker again, threatening it with a final kick. I mean it. I'm gonna go up there and shoot every single one of those shits. He makes a finger gun. Hell yeah, they deserve it. He laughs, stops pacing. But you know, Sleeper, it's not a bad idea you have here. I didn't have an idea? Yeah, I did. The terrible idea? Hell no, I'll do that one. Ignore yous. I don't mean shooting up the place, I mean getting the gun. He sits beside you on a bench. Think about it. What am I supposed to do when Maywick gets here? Shout him down? I need that gun if you want me to keep up my end of the deal. It's simple. An explosive personality for a distraction at the front. He places a hand on his own chest. A sneaky sleeper to go in the back. He pats your chest. What about the debt? We've done our time and the wounds, they've faded. If they don't notice us take the gun, they'll never know it's gone. Plus, he stands up, after my distraction, they'll be happy to see the back of me. Alright, fine, sure, let's do this. Yes, he gives the locker one last kick. Kiss. For good luck. Let me know when you want to do this. Then we both move as one, and meet up in the Bright Market after. But don't take too long, I really will shoot this place up, he grins. You know I'll do it. Alright, so the Bright Market. We're out of dice for the day. But let's go see how Fing's doing over here in the Greenway. Fing is ready. When you enter the service dock, Fing is already set up, crouched among the stacks of equipment. He's leaning over a terminal, bathed in a warm glow. He looks totally at home. Sleeper, what do you think? Turns out everyone in Havage is set against me. A couple of my old system pals managed to ship me some of my old gear. He gestures at the pile of blinking hardware. Nice kit. Fing does a mock bow. Any updates? Fing beckons you over. Is a set of scans of the waste on his terminal and the heat maps of activity overlaid. A chunk of derelict rim is blotchy with bright red and orange marks. Does this look like a wasteland to you? Fing shakes it. There's hundreds of Conway machines out there, all lined up in concealed hangars, and a whole underground facility to support them. Hardin has got a crew out there putting them together. They must have shipped them in one by one, or piece by piece, through the shipyard ready for assembly out there. Why? They're planning something. No one needs hundreds of heavy-duty reclamation drones to run this kind of operation. Maybe Hardin masked this whole thing as an effort to clean up the waste, but there's no way this is all about pulling scrap off the eye. Fing looks worried. Why is Conway in the mix? I bet no one in Havage knows a corporation is setting up on the station. They aren't stupid either. These scans are the best info I can get. The waste is cut off from the eye through a network, and the Greenway is a total dark zone. No data come in or out. We can't hack them like we did before. We can from here, he turns and winks. That's why I'm going to pay them a visit. How? You forget Havage come in and out of there all cycle. I should be able to get in, as long as no one I know sees me. He grimaces playfully. But I need you on the outside to help disable security systems and cut me a pathway through. There's no cloud access, but if I can get inside, I can open up nodes in their network, and we can work in tandem. It's a massive facility buried deep down there, miles of corridor and ventways wrapped around the cargo bays and hangars, so it takes more than a few cycles to work through it. But as long as you can keep them off my back, I know I can rip what we need out of there. He pulls a handful of ripper worms from his pocket and hands them to you. These are the last of my little helpers I managed to salvage, so make them count. I modify them slightly. This time they'll feed their data threads back into the system that they are tunneling into, creating a nasty little feedback loop. We run it just like we did with the agents. Hack the nodes I pinged to locate the ports for the security system, then slot the worms in those systems and let them go to town. He points to a fuzzy silhouette on the buried facility on the terminal. Here's the entryway. This is where you can get access and slot the first worm. That'll fry their perimeter systems and get me past the first cordon. What I need you to do is keep your eyes on the facility after you kick things off. You see me pop up a security system, a server bank. You need to break in, slot a ripper to disable it as soon as you can. What if I can't? Gives you a hard look. You miss a system, you wait too long, they're all gonna find me. Simple as that. He claps you on the shoulder. I need you to focus on this one, so I'm gonna let you fire the starting gun. I won't go until you slot that first worm. I'll leave a tracker running on the terminal here, so come back here if you want to see my progress. He affectionately pats the top of the screen. Alright, got it. Don't worry, you can run things around the protocols. I've seen it. It's all in place. You just need to make your own preparations, then slot the worm. He stretches. Don't wait too long. I'm getting bored of all this sneaking around. Once I'm inside, I'll get the proof we need to end this whole thing no matter what. He crosses the terminal. We can't take longer than 6 cycles in this thing. Remember that. He stands up. Oh, and one last thing. He lowers his voice. If I get caught, or you can't reach me, or we run out of time, there's one thing I need you to do. What's that? You can take whatever I have managed to pull out of that point, all that data, and you slot that stuff straight into the relay I've set up here. He points to a pile of servers and terminals, hooked in the dock with cables as thick as your arm. I repurposed the dock's SOS broadcast system to beam out whatever you put in. Anyone with a terminal, a slave or a server on the eye will see it. That means Havenage, yet again, the hub, everyone. No matter what, Harden isn't sneaking away this time, he grins. I've got a bit more to do here, but the moment you slot the first worm, I'll make my move. He gives you a parting smile and turns back to the terminal. The nerves hit as you make your way out of the service dock. Time to prepare yourself. Alright, so. Okay, work the canteen. The waste. Let's gather scrap. Can't go any further. I don't have any dice, so I really can't do anything. Oh, that was a good roll. What's that? Oh, it gives you a bunch of energy. Steal the harvest. Okay. Oh, wait. I think I know what I need to do. We need to go down into the cloud. There's something here? Yes, there is right there. Alright. I'm slotting it. Here we go. Alright, as you slot the worm, a thread jumps out of the facility and unspools in front of you, releasing its data like ink and water. Sleeper, Fing's voice crackles, moving in. Nodes and then ports. A whirl of interference. Slot the worms. Timer starts now. Stay safe. The thread dissipates. You are now on your own. Alright, so let's see what we've got here. A 3 or a 2. Okay. Alright. Excuse me, cousin. Sorry about that. Should have hit mute. Alright, so let's back. Yeah, let's go. We gotta go sleep. Alright, I'm gonna do one more cycle here, just so we can start. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We only got 8 cycles until it shows up. So. Alright, so we're doing good here. We're doing good. We'll be down to 3 energy. That's okay. Alright, so we'll see how this dice roll works. Alright, let's go. Let's do some hacking. See how we've got here. All right, so it needs a 2, yeah, or a 3. So let's go ahead and do that. All right, put the Ripper Worm in. Got really crappy rolls here. All right. Great, that doesn't do anything for us. Yeah, we got really crappy rolls. Really does nothing for us. Let's go back over here into this and see if we can. All right, here we go. This will help out though. Yeah, this is helping out though. We're getting some more of the, I'll call it the knife data. Wait, was that a 3? Yeah, okay, 2 or 3. Alright, I don't see that. Alright, that we've got anything else, but now we've got. Alright, what is. Let's just check a look at some stuff here. Alright, so we can. That's really good that we've got access to that now. The Ort Exchange. Wait, what was that? What was that, the Ort Exchange? Sell components or play the exchange. No, that's not what I want. This is home. Got one. All right, ooh. Tavla room. This is high stakes stuff, okay. This is babysit. That's gonna be the least of my worry there. Alright, so let's. This is where we can gain some stuff, energy, scrap components. There we go. See, this is. See, I don't understand what I don't see that that gives us anything. So, all right, yeah, we're gonna go ahead and do another cycle. We'll still have one energy, so I'm gonna go ahead and do another cycle here before I end the live stream. Been going for 2 hours. I'll need to rest my back here. Okay. Not the best rolls, so let's go ahead and see what we can do here. What's in here? Okay, things process. Alright, so 3, so okay. We're making progress here on this. Making progress. Yeah. So we still have got this one port here that requires a 5-6. Dang, I really wanted to finish that, so I think we're going to. Could try to do this and get more energy. Oh, what's up, Millsy? Didn't even see that you were. I see who's just in there watching. Yeah, it brings back Zork, but yeah, see ya. Alright, see what happens here. That's not good at all. Damn. Alright, well, stacks are out for me. I was caught. That might not end well. That might not end well at all. Alright, go and get some energy. There we go. So really kind of the first kind of really bad outcome there. Can't work the stacks now, we're a thief. Alright, let's go ahead now. Alright, here we go, come on. Here we go, yeah. I really need it to where I can. There we go. A thread from the facility cuts through the cloud like a hairline crack of light. That's it. The final layer of security is broken. Somewhere buried in the depths of the station, Fing is in control. He is slicing into the camera control circuits and piping out the result. The thread flickers and unveils into an image, a scene, two figures in a room. One sat, the other pacing. The pacing figure resolves into Harden, the unmistakable superior posture, the shock of gray hair. The second figure's features don't seem to resolve. They are vague, unformed, a problem with the data perhaps. You look closer and you see it. The figure is a proxy. Perhaps you should have expected it from Conway, a corporation whose very existence is owed to automation. The proxy is a machine designed to be piloted by remote connection, someone elsewhere in the system puppeteering it with their own body, speaking so it may speak. The proxy sits impassively, or the Conway executive that is piloting them does, from the distant safety from some ship or orbital colony perhaps. We can move forward, there is no doubt, Harden is saying. The reclamation teams are almost ready, and after that I will make the declaration. Nothing has to change. The proxy leans forward, its movements still uneven, as if the body language was refracted through water. But things must change, Harden. We need further assurances. I have been informed of a breach in one of the closed networks in the low end. You have been careless. Harden waves the accusation away. We have been stretched. A breach was detected, yes, but no data or of value was lost. Our board is concerned, Harden. A drop in our value would be unwelcomed at this time. The proxy leans back, its posture dominant. If the reclamation of AE1 is contested, then we could be drawn into a compromising legal position. Harden approaches the proxy. There will be no contest, not from Solheim, who cannot muster defense, not from Heavenage, who will fall into line below me. He crouches in front of the seated figure, eye to eye. and the people of the station, refugees, gangs, spacers, all either opportunists or degenerates. Heaven is no longer strong, no longer united. No one here believes in Erland's vision, nor has the strength to enact it. I sat across from him at the negotiating table. He was forceful, eager, weakened by his ideological convictions perhaps, but a great man nonetheless. This place no longer deserves to bear his name. The eye is crippled, it cannot survive. It is a ruined film with squatters and outlaws. They will be lucky if it spins in 100 cycles. Harden stands. You will move forward with the reclamation, because otherwise you will lose your advantage in the system. Without your advantage, you will lose claims on the remaining palladium. Without the palladium, your factories will need to go dark. He pauses. Do I need to continue? One moment, comes a response. Form the proxy, and its head drops to his chest. Harden steps back and paces one more, awaiting the discussion taking place elsewhere in the system. You watch Harden as he paces, as he considers his future. What goes on within a mind like that? In the mind of a man who would burn all those things around him for a path to some imagined golden inn. The proxy lifts his head. We are happy to proceed. We will legally claim the station formerly known as Solheim AE1 as salvage within 6 cycles. Heaven is to assist with the transport of the illegal residents to Conway housing and labor facilities. The proxy judders to his feet. Conway will also claim 70% of the raw output of the reclamation process after losses have been accounted for. Harden nods. I accept. The proxy reaches out to shake its hand like a marionette, and then the recording loops. You watch it play out a second time, gripped by the horrifying fascination. This is the bluntness to the conversation, to the blatant disregard for humans as anything other than objects. Things to be moved, things to be used, to be fed into structures, crushed, the losses accounted for in the cells of tables, the margin of ledgers. You realize now that you are no different than anyone else in the station in the eye of the people in that room and those like them. Each body here can be recast as a piece of property, a tool, an expense, an acceptable loss. In one moment they can be a citizen, celebrated and protected. In another, the very idea of a citizen can be used against them. That is what it means to live in the proxy of a system like this. Interesting. No longer, not while the eye spins, you gather the recording, pack it into a polygon of purest light. Then you drift down into the service dock like a falling leaf and find the relay. It only takes a second to place the polygon of data, the recording, into the relay system Fing prepares, and then you watch as it bursts out, a web of threads heading out into the black to every network device on the eye. Let them see what power makes of a man. Okay. Oh. Ooh. Achievement. Okay. Well, we cannot work the farm stacks because we are a thief. We got a couple good rolls here so we could do some things. I'm looking for Fing, but I don't see... I don't see Fing anywhere. Let's see what we've got here. Wait for Fing to return. Okay, so we gotta wait for him now to return. Build the ship mine, enter the greenway. Let's toggle that and see what we can find here. Oh. We've got 2 rolls. I got that seed. So I'm thinking that we're gonna need to, we can't work the stacks. So we can get some all right, let's see here. Collect spores. so there's that. So we'll see what we've got. The aviary. Cutaway. Okay, this is the one I think I want to do. 100% positive, yes. Yes. Alright, so that helps. Do we need to find a grow bed? I'm figuring if we clear this out, makes sense, right? Self-sustaining community. Okay, so we can still work the grow beds here too. So that's good to know. Yeah. All right. Yeah, I think so. In the cycle, we'll be starving, but we can gain some energy while we're out there, or while, depending on what our rolls are. Got some good rolls here. We're starving. All right, let's just go take a look and see what's out here. Is it right here? No. Yes, there it is. All right, yep, come on, come on. I want to see what this does for us. I know we're starving. Okay. Okay, so now we can, we can. Okay, so we can put spores in there. All right, so we did, okay, so there we got spores now. All right, so I think now that's a pretty good place to stop. Yeah. So let's go ahead and we're still waiting for Feng to come back. Oh, wait a minute, is he back? All right, here we go. So we gotta wait one more cycle and then Feng's back, so. We're gonna lose 2 conditions if we cycle. But we got some good money, so I'm not too worried. I can buy another one, so I'm not worried about that. Let's go ahead and then cycle. Alright, so Feng is now back. Alright, Feng greets you. Okay, come on. Above and the rest of the building are busy, frightened. They speak in hushed tones. Evidence has avoided all full-blown crisis for now, but change is coming. Feng is in good spirits and holds you before you can even have a chance to greet him. That was the slickest operation this station has seen. You made my job easy. I'm so proud. He smiles. I got to watch through the cameras as Haven security that weren't in on it assaulted the station. One of them straight up just whacked Harden with his pistol. It was beautiful. They have him? He's being held, yes. And look around. I think the idea is to use him as leverage with Conway. Get him off the back. Maybe they'll exile him when they're all done, or hand him over to the core authority. Now I know we won't have an issue. I'm going to be focusing on systems for a bit. She says, seeing as that's my actual job. He points to the ceiling. The people upstairs weren't so happy though. They've been fielding questions about the state of the eye right and left since the recording got out. People are scared. Shit, I wouldn't be too surprised either. Yeah, the whole thing hasn't won me many fans in the administration, but I think in the end they'll agree that outing Hardin was worth it, whatever the methods. He touches a stack of hardware. The eye is old, and it will never meant to run like this. The master control points that Erland and Heavenage installed, they keep it spinning from the rim. That isn't ideal. Saw the motion there in the artwork. I was like, what's that? But if you were asking me if the eye will stop spinning next cycle, no. He smiles. And me and a ton of other people, skilled people, will be working to stop it happening in the cycle after that. Hard's problem was that he didn't believe in the people. He believed in systems and their ability to shape the world around them. Fink squeezes your shoulder. But as far as I'm concerned, people should be the ones running the systems, not the other way around. Anyway, Fing wraps it there. I know you didn't come down here for a lecture. Yeah, my tracker, man. Come on. I've only got a few cycles here. I haven't forgotten. He produces a thumbnail drive. I managed to finish the code solution I showed you. It's a modified Ripper worm, one made to deactivate the tracker of yours. But in the time since I got back, I add something extra. That tracker of yours doesn't just show S and ARP where you are. It transmits data about the state of your body, your current condition. My worm won't just deactivate it. It'll edit that data to tell SNARP your body is irreparably damaged. DNR, do not retrieve. He grins wryly. Pretty smart, right? Thanks. Just slot it already. You take the drive and hold it in your hand. Then you close your eyes and open up the access ports. You take down your defenses. The worm immediately enters your closed network. It whips through it, taking things with it as it goes. The moment they are gone, you forget they were ever there. They just blink out of existence. Seconds later, it is done. You open your eyes. How do you feel? Asks Fing's a little nervous. Free. Fing smiles wildly. Well, you are free, sleeper. He claps you on the shoulder. Fing lets the word free hang in the air a little before he continues. Seems like it might be finally time for a celebration. Fing wraps his arm around you. Jennings still owes us one of those drinks. He laughs and you join him. And later, when you leave, you feel deeply thankful for having such a friend. As you walk away from the building, you look up at the whole curve of the eye, up at the hub and the other rim above it. So it is a ring world, it looks like. We just can't really see it. The whole thing twinkles with lights, and it seems impossible to see it as another other than breathtaking beauty. It feels in that moment like something eternal. That doesn't mean it can or even should last forever, or that it should ever change, fade, or decay. It simply means that at this moment, this place is a future, and it is one that you know deeply and truly is worth protecting. Okay. Upgrades? Okay, I got 2 upgrade points. Yeah. So what do we want to do here? We can use scrap components for 2 conditions. Agent nodes give you to keep 2 dice even when your condition is breaking, and re-roll all of your dice once per day. Well, that's pretty good. Reroll your dice. Whew. I'm gonna go with that one. I like that. I like that right there. Reroll your dice. Alright, so we are starving. So I think I will use alright, so we got some energy now. And now where were we? There's the bounty hunter. We'll do him later. No, we were... Ah, there it is. Click left stick, and you can re-roll your dice. Come on, come on, come on. Alright, so we got 2 growth spores now. And I think we need, what, 3? Yeah. Alright, so what happens if I... Okay. I was just making sure. I was just like, okay, this... I feel like I want to finish now that spore one. I just keep going longer and longer. All right, so I can't because I've got to talk to Ethan. It's a talking thing, so I think this is a great spot, great place to stop here. So yeah, this has been absolutely amazing game. I'm really enjoying it. It is called Citizen Sleeper, and so yeah, I'll talk to you next time, cousin. Remember, thumbs up because you are amazing. Also, if you would, go click that like button to activate the YouTube algorithm. So yeah, click that like button, subscribe, leave a comment if you want to talk about this. That would be amazing. And then I will see you next time. Bye. Very cool. Again, this reminds me of like Zork and all this kind of old text-based games, and then with the dice and all that. So, all right, let's go ahead and quit. There we go. Now we are ready to go enjoy our